Pâte de choux, also called choux paste or éclair paste, is leavened by steam only, leaving a hollow center to fill with cream. This method is used in creating éclairs, cream puffs, French crullers, and churros. Pâte de choux has two stages of preparation. First, it's cooked on the stove, and then it's finished in the oven. The mixture cooked on the stove dries out the dough, and then it is baked to make sure the product rises and sets properly. To make pâte de choux, start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees. In a large, heavy saucepan, bring the water, salt, and fat to a boil. Allow the butter to completely melt. Once the water, butter, and salt have reached a boil, the butter is all melted, we're going to turn the heat off and then add in the flour. Mix this until it's completely smooth with no flour visible. It should be dense and heavy, similar to mashed potatoes. Return the saucepan to the stove and onto medium heat. Stir the mixture constantly for a few minutes until you see a cloudy, starchy film on the bottom of the pan. The buildup indicates that the dough has been cooked thoroughly. You also want to make sure that the saucepan that you're using is big enough to handle the dough. If you're trying to cram too much pâte de choux dough into the pot, it's going to take an exceptionally long time to dry out. It won't be efficient. It'll be very difficult to move it around the pot. So, it's starting to change in consistency a bit. And again, with your spoon, want to make sure you're getting all of the product, right? Go around all the sides and make sure that you're getting the center in. Now I'm going to put it in the mixing bowl with the paddle attachment. Your bowl is raised up, and you're going to turn it on medium speed until the steam dissipates and the temperature lowers to 120 degrees. So the batter's cool enough so we can start adding the eggs. All right. Keep it on a low speed too. You don't want to agitate it too much. Okay. Still not there yet, but we're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Make sure we get the batter off the paddle as well. We get that all mixed in. Okay, we'll add some more eggs. Okay. So this is what I want you to see. You hold the paddle up. See how it hangs off the paddle? It's dripping a little bit, but it's still clinging. It's yellow, it's shiny, it's smooth. That's the consistency that we're looking for. Well, take your pastry bag fitted with a large round tip. And again, you don't want to fill this too much more than half full, or it's going to be difficult to pipe. And if any batter comes out the back end, it's sticky and it's messy. So we're going to be neat. All right. About half full. Okay. And so if you look here, I've drawn lines on the parchment and I flipped it upside down so we don't bake the ink into it. But what this does is it acts as a template so that all of the eclairs that we pipe are going to be uniform in length. They won't be bumping or baking into each other, but uniformity is very important in making sure that all of the pâte à choux on the sheet tray bake at the exact same rate. And for piping, you start at one end with uniform pressure to the end and then release. Okay. Don't worry about the little tails sticking up. We will fix those. Now, because we don't want the little tails there when we bake, just get a little bowl of water. You're going to dip your finger into it, and you're just going to tuck those in. Because if they're sticking up when they go in the oven, that's exactly how they'll bake. The dough itself is held up. It's not spreading. It's not tough and bread-like looking. It's shiny, it's glossy. It's really easy to pipe these. After piping, place the pan into the oven and bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until completely golden brown, roughly 40 minutes. When the choux is done, remove it from the oven and allow it to cool completely before filling. It's important for the pâte à choux to be totally brown because underbaked items might not hold their shape. If you are unsure, look into the cracks formed on the outside of the baked choux. It should not look wet or bright yellow. If necessary, take one off the sheet pan and look inside for doneness. The steam should have created pockets of air or caverns and appear dry. Pâte à choux can be stored in the freezer for up to 3 months, wrapped well or in airtight bins. To refresh them, bake for 3 to 5 minutes in a preheated 350-degree oven. After re-crisping the shell, let it cool again before filling. Beyond the traditional eclair, pâte à choux can also be used for savory applications. A creative appetizer option is piping the pâte à choux as puffs or filling them with anything from tomatoes and mozzarella to cold lobster salad. As it's a deliberately neutral flavored shell, this leaves the door open for experimentation.